Hey people! Thanks for being here. If it's your first time, join the club and hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, it's nice to see you. And yeah, I'm excited to jump right into doing our first video in our cannabis series all about THC. Before I can get into it, disclaimer time. Number one, I am not a doctor, nor am I a scientist or a researcher, or do I claim to be a forever know-it-all expert in things cannabis. Also, if cannabis is not legal to use medically or recreationally in your country, please don't watch this video. All of the content that is to follow is not to be taken as medical advice. If you do need a doctor to prescribe you medical cannabis, please go and see one, and do not take what I am saying as the holy grail of all education. All of this content is meant to be strictly educational, so if you have any other use for it, then don't do it. The following content is not intended to endorse, promote, and/or encourage underage use of cannabis in whatever country you are in, or legal use of cannabis. If you are not old enough, if it is not legal, do not do it, and don't watch this video, because it'll get me in trouble. Let's talk about some THC. THC, also known as Tetrahydrocannabinol, I'm not going to say that the entire video, is one of 113 different cannabinoids found within the cannabis plant, but it is the most abundant, and it also happens to be the cannabinoid responsible for intoxicating effects, meaning it gets you high. THC was discovered by a brilliant Israeli professor and organic chemist, Dr. Raphael Mechoulam, sometime in the 40s. This man has played a huge role in cannabis research, and if you're at all a research buff like I am, I'm sure you've read many of his works. Within our body, there is a system called the endocannabinoid system. It's a whole video in and of itself, but in order to better understand THC, I will tell you that it's made up of receptors. One of the receptors is called a cannabinoid 1 receptor, or a CB1 receptor. The location of the CB1 receptor in your body is what hugely dictates the way different cannabinoids can actually affect, and in the medical industry, relieve ailments, for example. CB1 receptors are primarily located in the central nervous system. Your central nervous system is all throughout your body, but the hub of it is your brain, obviously. So the central nervous system is what sends nervous signals to your fingers or to your feetsies and to your eyeballs. It's just how your body communicates. Do this way, blink now, I'm in pain, I'm hungry, are all different chemical reactions in your body being sent to your brain. So when THC is consumed, because there's so many receptors, the CB1 receptor in your central nervous system, in your brain, our signaling changes. So THC binds with the receptor, changing the way your body communicates with itself. In the medical cannabis industry, THC products are used for a very large amount of ailments. Because of our body's natural ability to absorb THC, there's no filtration needed in order to properly utilize and manage these cannabinoids within our body. That being said, THC does interact with other chemicals or other medications that you are on. So another little disclaimer, don't just use THC thinking that it's not going to affect or change any of the other medications that you are. There is some drug interactions that can happen, so yet again, make sure you talk to your doctor and that they know everything that you're taking. A very quick and not very eloquent way of trying to explain how THC might affect something like pain. Say you get a cut on your arm and your brain sends a signal to the cut on your arm asking if it's in pain. The arm cut wants to reply, yes, I am in pain, I am cut. What THC does is bind with the receptors that transmit that signal to your brain. So some of these receptors are not available to transfer that signal. Therefore, less of the message makes it back to your brain, and your body perceives less pain. In some situations, your body receives no pain if it's like a minor scrape or an ache, or for the women out there, things like period menstrual cramps or lower back chronic pain is a huge ailment that's treated often with THC. Now, THC, you will need varying amounts of it. So for one person's pain and another person's pain, there is no one particular dose of THC that handles pain. This is why using plant-based medicine for ailments can be so tricky. The dosage needs to be customized to the ailment and to the person. Again, talk to your doctor or to a doctor that is familiar with prescribing cannabis. The big driving force behind THC's popularity in the medical community is its ability to manage pain. That being said, it is used and affects many other systems because CB1 receptors and because our central nervous system affects almost everything in our bodies. THC has an effect on your sleep patterns, short-term memory, so it's been used for situations with PTSD, short-term and long-term memory, I should say, sorry. Same with appetite stimulant. People who have suffered from or are suffering from chemotherapy and the loss of appetite sometimes use THC to take away the residual pain of chemotherapy, but also to help stimulate appetite. I will do more ailment-specific applications of cannabis and videos geared towards them later, but it's really hard not to touch on the topic a little bit while you're just trying to explain all of the things that THC does in our body. In summary, THC is absorbed by CB1 receptors that are located throughout your entire body. The location of these receptors and the binding ability with THC is what causes our bodies to experience potential medical benefits from cannabis at all. And that goes with any number of the other 113 cannabinoids in cannabis. If you're looking for more of a deep dive into THC and pain management, let me know in the comments below. Or if you use cannabis to help manage any of your ailments currently, or if you use it for fun, I'd love to know your experience with the plant and tell me all about it. That's all, guys. That's all I got. Hit that subscribe button so you can stay tuned for our next cannabis series video, and I will see you next time. Cheers! It's hot. I spilled it. Ow.